Today, I want to talk a little bit about building relationships. A couple of years ago, a wedding planner friend of mine, great wedding planner, brilliant, had said to me that she gets very few referrals from other vendors. And I found that shocking, like shocking. And I said, why do you think that is? And she was like, I don't know. I just don't think that other vendors have the capacity to refer like a wedding planner does. And to be honest, everybody has their own relationships. I have marinated on that for years, honestly, because I'm like, really? So, and the reason I think it's so shocking to me is because we are probably about 80, maybe 85% referral business at this point. So venues, vendors, friends referring our brides to us. And that makes it a lot easier to book weddings. When a bride comes to you who has already been told you're amazing by a vendor that they trust or a friend that they trust, guess what? Like, you don't have to work very hard to close that piece of business, right? You have to work a lot less hard if they just Googled you or found you on the Knot or Wedding Wire. So it's super important. The relationships that you build in the industry or even with your clients so that they can refer you is massively important. It's massively important, okay? And so I want to talk about that just a little bit on how to build these really strong partnerships. I believe in strategic partnerships. We do business with anybody who wants to do business with us as long as they're a great vendor providing an amazing product to our clients. And basically what that means is just that there are some vendors that I genuinely align with because I think that their product is the best in our area. I think that their level of service is on par with what we expect our brides to receive and that my staff wants to receive. Like, we have to work with them a lot as well. We want to make sure that these vendors are giving our staff the appropriate amount of customer service too. And so for me, it's really important that I align with certain vendors who are going to give that level of service, right? But that doesn't mean we don't work with anyone else. It just means that we have strategic partnerships. That also means that we refer them very loyally. And the reason for that too is because we want to be able to say, hey, listen, like, you're a strategic partner of ours. We want to refer as much business as possible to you. But here's what we expect our clients to receive. And one of the things that's really important to note about us is that we don't take commissions or referral fees from any of our vendors. So I don't say this in a way that's like, hey, build partnerships so that you can get lots of kickbacks. We don't take them. So that's really important piece of my business is I just want to make sure that our brides are getting the best level of service. And sometimes that comes because we have these strategic partnerships that we work really closely with our vendors and we're like, hey, we need a favor. We need you to pull this one out. I need XYZ. And they're like, done. So it really works out well that our brides get the benefit of those relationships. Here is some tips on building great relationships in the industry. And you guys, when I tell you it is the reason we are as successful as we are today, it is 1000% because of the relationships we've built in this industry. We work really hard to make sure all of the vendors that we work with know how important that they are when they're on site with us. And we work really well behind the scenes with vendors to make sure they know our job is to make sure they have everything they need to do their job flawlessly, right? It's not to make sure that we shine. No, it's that the whole team shines, okay? So here's a couple ways that you can build great relationships. So one is to really learn about their business. I think we forget about this one all the time. So when you want to work with someone, learn about their business. What makes them tick? How did they start their business? Why did they start their business? What's their perfect client? Like, don't just refer any crazy person to them. Refer brides that really align with their product or their service, right? So you really want to learn about their business. For a lot of our vendors, I could probably do their consultation. I've sat through it so many times and I know their why. I know what they stand for. I know their perfect ICA. Like, I know so much about their company that they don't even need to talk to our clients. Like, we just sell it for them. The other one is to help each other out. So let's say I really want to work at a venue that I haven't worked in before. Well, I'm going to find a vendor that I do work with a lot that works there and say, hey, can you help me figure out who the right person to talk to is, how I can get in here, and same vice versa. If a vendor comes to me and says, I really want to shoot at this venue, like a photographer, and I'm like, okay, let's either do a style shoot or let me see if I can get you on a wedding there that we have coming up soon that doesn't have a photographer yet. Like, really help each other out to meet your goals that you have set for your business. Don't just ask how they can help you, ask how you can help them. Even if you're new to the industry, you may have a connection that they don't. The third one is easy, and hopefully you guys already know that this is what you should be doing, but you should be referring them. You want to build a relationship with someone, refer them. If you want to work with a wedding planner, refer them. If you want to work with a DJ, refer them. It's just the easiest way to build a relationship. If a bride comes to me and says, so-and-so referred you, I immediately am like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for telling me. I want to reach out and say thank you for that referral, right? And then you build a relationship. You start talking. Easy, done, simple. And the last one is I am deathly loyal to my vendors. I'm deathly loyal to my vendors. If I hear something said in the industry about a vendor that I know well, I immediately will squash it. If I am working with a vendor and they need something from me, I'm there for them. If a venue that we work in all the time needs help with an event, or they just need hands for a big event that they have coming up, like, we're there. The payoff is so great for having loyalty, and it's so rare in our day and age to be loyal. And I think it's so important that people know that if they're not in the room and you are, that you have their back. And I think that this is something that is just missing in a lot of industries. And so we are deathly loyal to the vendors that are loyal to us and that we love. And so we expect that back from our partners, but we also provide it. If we even hear a piece of gossip about someone, you either go to the source. So don't tell me gossip if you don't want me to go to the person it's about and ask them if it's true. And absolutely, if you ever hear gossip in a vendor room, I'm like, squash it, walk out. Like, do not engage. And it's just who we are. And I think that that's really important, is to be deathly loyal to the people that you work with, because they will appreciate it about you and they will continue to be a great partner and build relationships as your business grows.